I just realized that all of these releases coming from Puma for this range, they actually didn't drop on their website at all. So in case you are not familiar with what I'm talking about, it's the Puma Mostro range, which in the last 6 months I would say, they dropped a lot of new releases on the market. Hello guys and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. It will really help out the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm going to review in the next few days. In today's video guys, we're going to have a look at another release for the Puma Mostro, which as I said earlier got a lot of releases during this year. So let's go ahead and start with the box guys, which as you can see will come in one of the regular ones in this matte black colorway, which will have this big Puma form strip in this glossy color here at the bottom of the lid, alongside this white tag which will have the Puma logo and also select written on top. So let's just go ahead and take them out guys. So in today's video we're gonna have a look at a great release, at least in my opinion, for this Puma Mostro Archive. So yeah guys, another pair of Puma Mostro has just dropped here in the UK. I'm not entirely sure if it happened worldwide. So this one actually dropped just before that 3D printed Mostro, for which I dropped a review last week. And the retail price for this one, at least here in the UK, was somewhere around 130 and 140 pounds, depending on the website, which I would say that maybe in the United States will be around 150 US dollars, which I would say that it's not a bad price, given that this one, in my opinion, it's now a classic, which is making a comeback. So this one, at least comparing with the drops from earlier this year, we're gonna have at least for the base layer a different material, which for sure looks quite nice, and I would say that for this start of fall will be perfect. And alongside this white and cream colorway, we also had a black colorway as well. So let's go ahead and also do a small breakdown of this one guys. So as you can see, for this upper, for this one we're gonna have a mix of just a few materials. As a base layer we're gonna have this white mesh material, which really feels like a ripstop or like a rain jacket one. But this one unfortunately is not gonna be waterproof. I guess it will withstand some slight showers, but I think more than a couple of minutes these ones will get soaked. So this mesh material will be present for all of this upper, and on top of it we're gonna have a few other overlays. One of it will be this leather material in this cream color, which will be available here on the lateral side for this Puma form strip, which for sure looks quite nice. But as you can see on the inside we won't have the same Puma form strip. For this one we're gonna have this lacing system, which will be made out of this wide velcro strap, which was available since its original release from back in the early 2000s or just before it. So this one, as you can see, will have a 3-point system. We're also gonna have this rubberized pull tab here at the top, which has the Puma lettering and also the logo as well. So underneath this lacing system we're gonna have a well padded tongue made out of the same ripstop material, which as you can see here towards the top will have this big tag with the Puma lettering and also this logo on top, which looks quite nice. So another material used for this upper as an overlay will be this rubberized one, which will cover most of this heel section here at the back, which will also have this Puma logo debossed, which for sure is looking quite nice. So going now inside of the shoe, for this one we're gonna have this off-white lining, which underneath will have a decent amount of padding. And also at the bottom we're gonna have this very soft rubber insole, which will also have this arch support as well. And as usual, here at the heel section, we're also gonna have this Puma lettering alongside the logo, which will come in this white color. So now guys, we can go to this very interesting looking midsole, which is actually quite inexistent, I would say. This so-called midsole, it's just an extension of the rubber outsole, which comes from underneath, and it's wrapping most of this front of the shoe with these spikes and also the heel section as well. So the design is actually inspired by the running shoes from back in the 60s, which at least for me personally, even now in 2024, looks quite futuristic and aggressive. Of course, it's not gonna be like the 3D printed, which I've dropped the review last week, which really had those spikes quite big, but it's still quite recognizable even now after 20 years. So here in the midfoot, we're also gonna have this plastic TPU material on both medial and lateral side, which will give a bit of a support. But rather than that, I would say that the midsole, it's quite thin. I would say that the majority of the comfort will be given by that rubber insole. So now we can actually finish with this rubber outsole, which, as I said earlier, will be made out of these spikes, which will be present for most of this length. We're also gonna have these pads here at the front and also at the heel section, which are halfway filled. And here in the midfoot, we're also gonna have this Puma logo. So most definitely this design looks quite nice. As in for the actual sizing, guys, for me, as I have a skinny feet, for this one I just went with my true to size, and I need to admit that this one fits me perfectly. I would say that it's gonna be roughly the same for people with normal feet, but just in case you have wide feet, most definitely I would suggest you to go with at least a half size up, just to make sure that this front part of the shoe is not gonna be too tight for you. So overall, guys, this latest release coming from Puma for this Mostro Archive, in my opinion, it's one of the best looking releases for the whole year, but in the same time I would say that all of them are actually quite nice. I really think that by bringing back this very iconic release from back in the early 2000s, it's a great move coming from Puma. As I was saying in my previous reviews for any pairs of Puma, I really feel that nowadays the releases coming from them are actually quite dull. You don't see aggressive designs like the one for this Puma Mostro. I would say that the most interesting releases coming from them will be the running shoes. But not everyone wants to buy a pair of running shoes. Everyone wants to have like a lifestyle pair of shoes or something they can just wear casual, which for sure the Puma Mostro will be it. As I said earlier, this one actually dropped this year in a lot of materials with some new color combinations. So for sure the today's pair, guys, it's yet again another great release. And I would say that for the retail price of just £130, this one it's actually bringing quite decent materials. Unfortunately, the level of comfort won't be the best in the world. As I said earlier, the midsole actually is quite thin, and the majority of the comfort will come from that rubber insole. So yeah, guys, this was my unboxing and reviewing of this brand new release coming from Puma for this Mostro Archive. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm going to review in the next few days. Of course, if you want to have a look at my other reviews coming for this range, you can choose from any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching!